Please be seated. I want to point out to begin with that, to his credit, the leader of the synagogue in this story and all the other Pharisees, of which he was one, took the commandment to keep holy the Sabbath day very, very seriously. And I think we would do well to take it very seriously as well. First, that commandment was made so that humans and any other creature involved in work had a chance simply to rest. In the ancient world, just like in modern-day America, work can be all-consuming and it can turn into a real grind. And it was with the plight of the common laborer in mind that this commandment was given. The commandment, it's important to note, extended from the head of the household all the way down to wives, children, slaves, resident aliens, even animals needed a time of rest. And the commandment was clearly pointing out that everyone needs a break. Now, the second purpose of the Sabbath was that it allowed an opportunity for people to reflect on themselves, to reflect on their life, to reflect on God. And that is really important. The writer, Paul Reverend, has noted that our work can soon begin to define our existence. And he observes that perhaps this is the case even more so with people who really, really enjoy their work. People who really, really enjoy their work tend to work hard, tend to work long hours. So, a special caution to all of you out there who really, really enjoy your work. Because we do get wrapped up in it, and we do let it begin to define who we are. So I think that we could all benefit by taking this commandment for Sabbath time very, very seriously. Now, the thing that really struck me is the fact that this commandment, like I mentioned, applied to the whole family. It was just not the adults that needed Sabbath time. Children, too, needed Sabbath time. This past week, I was talking with a friend of mine, and he was saying how hectic and how crazy his summer was, mainly because he was running his kids all over the place. Soccer tournaments, swim meets. I'm not picking on anybody here, mind you. But he was saying it's just very, very hectic. And he was saying, I can hardly wait until school begins, because then my schedule becomes so much more manageable. And I thought, whatever happened to those lazy, hazy days of summer? I am convinced they are gone. Like every other part of our life, whether it's the fall or the winter or the spring, summer too is now very often consumed with a lot of activity. And so I believe that it's just not you older folks who need a break. I think kids need a break as well. They need to be reminded that school, that sports, that music, that theater, whatever it is that they get so involved in, doesn't define them. But what does define them is the same thing that defines you and me and all people. And that is, we are children of God. That is where we get our identity. And it's not whether we're good at our job or spend a lot of time at it. It's not whether we're a great student or a great athlete or a good actor or singer. Our identity is that we are a child of God. And it's in this story that Jesus is objecting to, I don't think he would object to any of what I've just said. I think he'd say, amen, that is true. Jesus was a good Jew after all, and he knew the importance of Sabbath, and again, he was reminding people of their status as a child of God and restoring them to that status. In fact, isn't that what he does in the healing of this woman today? He restores her to her status and standing, literally, as a child of God. And we see that reflected in what he says about her. He says, daughter of Abraham. Special status. That is what defines you, not that you might be crippled or bent over. Jesus' healings were always about restoring people, bringing them back to that realization that they were a beloved child of God.